Shalom, I'm Rabbi Michael Panitz, speaking to you from the pulpit of Temple Israel of Norfolk, Virginia. And tonight I'd like to speak with you on the theme of a year of living unconventionally. A year of living unconventionally. Let's think about a certain group of people. They had just completed the strangest year of their lives. All the norms they had once assumed were inviolable had been questioned, and many of those norms had been set aside. Even stranger, the boundaries of what they once had thought was normal had been shown to rest on weak foundations, easily rendered irrelevant. In their new reality, this group of people had faced new opportunities, but also new tests. Most everyone was scarred by post-traumatic stress, and burdened with that, they often failed when confronted by the tests of their new reality. Within the past year, this people had known conflict of brother against brother in a way that they had never previously thought possible. In times of doubt, some of the people in this group longed for the good old days, and they fantasized about all that was wonderful, quite forgetting what made those older times far less than ideal. But above all, the members of this people knew that they were on a journey and that their future would in fact be quite different from their past. By now you might think you know exactly the people I am describing. Does this not sound like America in the year March 2020 through March 2021? Certainly, that would fit. This past year has been like none other in our history. An unseen virus has changed our entire lives. The country almost closed down in an undisciplined fashion, with lots of backbiting, but even so, with enough purpose to produce unprecedented new realities. For weeks, you could cross once busy avenues at almost any hour without seeing many vehicles. Sports arenas closed. The games that are the circuses of our day curtailed, or played before cardboard cutouts instead of thousands of fans. Bitter disputes over masking, social distancing, and now vaccinating gave a new coloration to existing splits of traditionalist versus progressive. Into this pressure cooker, we also had major demonstrations over unresolved issues of racism, and then the most chaotic transition of political power in our history. All this is true, and yet the people I am thinking about is the people Israel at a particular juncture in their history. My vantage point is the book of Exodus, chapter 40, verses 17 through 18. On the first day of the second year, the first of the month, the tabernacle was set up, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Consider the view from that point in time. The Exodus had taken place 11 1/2 months previously. The people had passed through fire and water. They had left behind one reality, and where they were going was a matter of acute debate. They had been offered spectacular possibilities of renewal and a better social compact. But some of them preferred the bull calf of gold to the tablets of stone. The gods of inequality to the God who offers us the opportunity to become a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. They had known the violence of the period when Moses came back down from the mountaintop, but some of the leaders down in the valley were busy breaking the constitutional norms that the people had pledged to follow. The aftermath was tragic. Notice how God guided the people to heal from that awful low point in their history. God gave them the goal of constructing and erecting a tabernacle. God enlisted their skilled craftsmen and craftswomen, redirecting their desire away from the trappings of the cult of the Pharaoh to a task that would allow them a new birth of freedom. Back in Egypt, the Israelite was a nobody, and yet that was the familiar world. And in the odd ways of the subconscious, some preferred that to the challenge of freedom in the uncharted region of the desert. Nearly 1 full year after the Exodus, and nearly half a year after Moses came down with the replacement tablets of the law, the work was complete and the tabernacle was set up. What can we glean from the uncanny parallel between our most recent year as Americans and the first year of the wilderness sojourn of biblical Israel? There are many lessons, but I will stress just one. We need to embrace the challenge of living by the best in our system, not by the worst. We have a frame of government offering us the opportunity to live by the rule of law, not the whims of men. But, as we have seen, the lure of authoritarianism remains a clear and present danger. It is all too easy to give in to the seductiveness of the cult of personality, to the yearning for an authoritarian leader to make everything right. Moses did not offer the Israelites a life free from challenges. They were in a harsh desert with even harsher enemies lurking beyond the ridgeline and eager to terrorize the Israelites. But Moses did offer them a constitution in which human dignity for all was valued, and in which they could face challenges together, in which they could build a beautiful monument to the Spirit together, and in which they could raise children to know a better life together. It's a year since the COVID-19 shutdown. Let's see what kind of symbolic tabernacle we can construct and erect in this new year. We will still be in the wilderness, not yet in the promised land, but we could move forward. Shabbat Shalom.